Who's a good boy? Who needs his belly scratched?
Adir, buddy, do you want him to bite your other hand? Do you really want him to bite your other hand? Yes, he is a good boy, and he does deserve his belly to be scratched, but he clearly doesn't want it, Adir. You need to back off. Hello, my name is Callista, and welcome back to Pillars of Eternity. In the last episode, we arrived at the Temple of Wodaka. It is in ruins. However, according to a ghost, the main sanctum was in the catacombs, so we should be able to get down there. But before we do, we have to explore this area. Now this... Oh, hello. Quinolin Grapplewind. Okay, you're just another backer. That's right. Nice name.
All these circling feet heading nowhere.
We're heading to the Vailian embassy. We are heading somewhere. We are heading to the Vailian embassy. Durance, why are you like this? Also, let me just... Is there anything hidden around here? Or is this just like a nice little courtyard? Seems to be a nice little courtyard. Okay. Now then, let's keep our fingers crossed. Vailian embassy. Okay. Yeah, let's keep our fingers crossed that there's no one in here that recognizes us. Because that would be awkward. Ooh. Vicent Agosti. Ooh. This does not appear to be stealing. So don't mind if I do. And, oh. That's just a soldier. Vailian diplomat. Okay, you have an actual name though, so I'm going to assume that you are important. That is stealing. These postings show current prices for a range of commodities, and they track the running exchange rate for the Vailian Lusk.
Gods keep you.
What can this humble servant of the Republics do for you? Tell me about the Vailian Republics. What do you do here, farewell? I mean, we're from the Vailian Republics. We're from there. Maybe, you know, Ximena does love her homeland. She's probably intending this like, oh, what's happening there right now? Obviously, you know, we've taken quite a long voyage to get here. Shit will obviously have happened back home. So she's thinking, tell me what's going on right this minute. Tell me about the Vailian Republics. They are rich in all Wales. In Wales? Excuse me, they are rich in all ways. In wealth, in style, in culture. If you were to go to the Republics, you would not want to leave. Why would you? The people are beautiful and charming. And Ximena is just stood there like, yeah, I know all of this. I'm one of you. I meant what happened last week. What happened in the last fortnight. I need recent gossip. I am here because the Songretta Ducala wishes it. But when my appointment is done, I will be on the first ship out, and I will sing from here to Salona. If there is nothing else, I must return to my duties. What do you do here? As the Vailian ambassador, my job is to ensure trade with the Deerwood remains strong and profitable. Farewell. Useless man. Of course I know that the people of my homeland are beautiful and charming. I am from there. I am beautiful and charming. Does he not recognize Vailian beauty when he sees it? My goodness. He has been here for much too long. And that's locked, but there's no one in here. Spread across the table are the blueprints of an in-progress trade deal between a merchant company from the Republics and a Deerwood and Werewolf collective. The flag depicts the symbol of the Vailian Republics, a ship sailing beneath 5 radiant stars. Lovely.
I'll take a peek.
Yeah, no one appears to be in here.
I see where you're going with that.
So I'm just... Ooh, hello. Well, I will use a lockpick.
There. What did I tell you?
And now this is thievery, but... Ooh, obsidian lamp figurine. Summons 3 shades. Go on. Go on. There's no one here stopping us, so fuck it. And... this looks suspicious. Why do we have a long corridor leading to this chest? I don't trust this. I don't trust this.
I shall be discreet.
Hey there.
Is it trapped? I
see where you're going with that.
I mean, nothing happened. Fuck it. Again, no one is here, so... So don't mind if I do. Thank you. We'll call it a disrespect tax. That's what we'll call it. He didn't recognise us as, you know, a Vailian, an old Vailian. Therefore, he must pay the price. And that's... yeah, we can't interact with the statue. Okay, let's see this keep. Yeah, this is the keep of the Crucible Knights, I believe they said. Yeah, just a cause. Well, we're not being prevented from entering, so hell yeah, let's take a look-see. Excuse me. There we go. Now then, hello, Justicar Aldmar. What business brings you to the keep?
Hail, traveler.
Aldmar gives you an appraising eye. Judging by the scars on his face, he's lucky to be able to do that much. Every day we get more from the hinterlands pouring into... You get people from Ferelden? Dear God, what a crossover! Every day we get more from the hinterlands pouring into Defiance Bay. Keeps us busy on the watch, it does. You look like you're recently arrived yourself. Who are you? What goes on in the Crucible Keep? Tell me about the Crucible Knights, that's all. Who are you? A soldier of the Crucible Knights, and proud of it. I help keep everything running at the keep so that Commander Cliver can focus on more important matters. Looking for something? Or just knocking the dirt off your boots? What goes on in Crucible Keep? This is the headquarters of the Crucible Knights, so it's where we store arms and armour, as well as where many of our soldiers bunk. Commander Cliver's in the back making plans, as usual. He scratches a scarred cheek. You'll find the forge at the west end of the building, along with our master smith, Dunstan. There's also a shrine to Golem, if you're the praying type. Tell me about the Crucible Knights. We're the defenders of Defiance Bay. We're not exactly a formal knighthood, but don't tell Commander Cliver I said that, he grins. We were the first organised militia to oppose Adiran rule, and today we're the largest force in the city. Our soldiers undergo years of combat training, and our officers are required to have their souls read by that critter out in Dunrid Row. Oh. What's this about Dunrid Row? Just a requirement of the Crucible Knights, so the higher-ups know there's nothing messy built in your soul's past. Aldmar widens his stance. Keeping the ranks pure is fine by me. I just wish they were more careful in hiring their ciphers. What's wrong with their ciphers? All are not met. God, racism! He shifts his weight and glances at the empty halls. They're mostly Orlans. I'm sure they're talented enough, but you just can't trust them. Hostility's in their nature, and they've learned to hide it over the years. He frowns and crosses his arms. All I'm saying is that they should at least be supervised by other folk. That's reasonable enough, isn't it? Ooh. You're wrong, sounds fair enough. That's a horrible thing to say, Passionate. If people treated them better, you wouldn't have to worry about them being so hostile, benevolent. Orlan, requirement not met. That seems like an extreme position to take. Oh. What's Ximena's thoughts on Orlan's? For all I know, Ximena could be a massive racist. Like, I don't know. I didn't know about this hatred coming into the game. Like, as part of my research on the Vailian Republics, I saw that, like, oh yeah, they actually don't mind animancy. You know, animancy research is, like, pretty free and easy going over there. So I knew, okay, Ximena probably has a positive view of animancy. She's probably not, you know, naturally suspicious like the people here are. I didn't see anything about how Orlans are treated in the Vailian Republics. I didn't see anything about that. On one hand, it does seem a bit odd to me that Ximena would be racist against Orlans, considering the fact that she is godlike. She is human. Yes, her parents were both human. But she came out looking, you know, like this, blue, with a sort of crescent moon on her forehead. She's never been treated like a human. She's never been treated like that. And so you would think that that experience would prevent her from being racist. But as we see in real life, that isn't necessarily true. Just because you are a member of, like, an ethnic minority group, that doesn't mean you can't be racist against a different ethnic minority group. Ooh, do-do-do. Her race doesn't give me any pointers. I don't know how Orlans are treated in the Vailian Republics. I mean, we dealt with Peregrine. We sided with her. Or him. Or them. I don't know their gender. Admittedly, that was because they were a merchant. I think Ximena is very much swayed by, like, oh, are you giving me money? Then I don't give a shit. Unless you've done something truly heinous, I don't care about your gender, I don't care about your religious preferences, I don't care about your sexual orientation, none of that. I don't care about the colour of your skin. If you're paying me, you're paying me. I kind of feel like taking a middle ground because I don't know. I'm not quite sure what she would have been raised to believe. So I'm thinking maybe this one. That seems like an extreme position to take. Maybe she does have some views that are like, oh yeah, Orlans, they're like naturally violent, but, you know, I haven't had too negative an interaction with one. You know, she's like half and half. She's not going to be outright racist to an Orlan, but maybe she is suspicious of them. I think that could be interesting. Yeah, I think a middle ground. A middle ground. That seems like an extreme position to take. Aldmar shrugs. I'm just speaking the truth. Nowadays it seems that's the biggest crime of all. That's all. Okay. I was gonna say, so this seems like a racist organization, but it isn't. It's just him. They're using Orlan ciphers. They're like, hey, yo, you're good at your jobs. We don't give a shit that you're Orlans. We'll use you. This guy is the one saying, oh, they shouldn't be using Orlan ciphers, but if they do use them, then they should be monitored to make sure they know what they're doing and they're not going to do anything dodgy. Now, how big? Oh, okay. barracks, the forge, war room, shrine of Abaddon. Okay, this is a pretty extensive... Well, I mean, it is a keep. It is a keep after all. Yeah, everyone in. And it is worthwhile going in, because every time we discover a new location, we get XP. Okay. Oh, that's not stealing. This is a record of active patrols and reported crimes in Andra's Gift. The latter far outnumber the former. Okay, so there are more crimes than patrols. Ooh, Penhelm's Affidavit. Don't mind if I do. That is apparently a quest item. I'm gonna unlock this.
Consider it done. There. What did I tell you?
There we go. 90 XP and oh, hello. I haven't done anything. I haven't done anything, sir. Oh, excuse me. No, everyone.
Sure.
Let's visit the training grounds. Novitiate. We need to deal with Heritage Hill. Wyler. Hello. I'm just looking. Anything to steal. Doesn't look like it. Okay. The Justicar's gaze flicks over to you briefly before returning to the novitiates gathered in the training area. If this is about patrols, my novitiates are already stretched to their limit. Between the refugee influx and the mess at Heritage Hill, I simply don't have any units to spare. After a pause, she looks over at you again. I'm sorry, was there something else you need? Is something wrong at Heritage Hill? She lowers her voice. What isn't wrong is the real question. A whole district of walking, flesh-eating corpses. We sealed the area 2 months ago, just after I lost one of my finest commanders there. And yet, this is the second guard rotation to disappear. There are already enough rumours about the place floating around the keep without my soldiers whispering about these disappearances. She shakes her head. I'd just as soon abandon the district, but if those monsters should find a way out... tell me about Heritage Hill. Used to be one of the most prestigious districts in Defiance Bay, but a few months ago the residents all went mad, started eating each other, and anything else that had bad luck to wander into the district. I've never seen anything like it. Now every novitiate that stands guard there, every one that comes back anyway, talks of the stench of the grave and the groans of unspeakable horror. She holds up one plate-clad finger. The why and the how are questions for the Animancers. I've sealed the district in hopes of containing whatever happened there. It seems to be working, for now. If there's nothing else, I must attend to my duties. What do you do here? I'm in charge of the Keep's novitiates. I'm responsible for their training and patrol assignments. She nods at the group gathered in the training room. They're good soldiers, and they've been quick to adapt to new challenges. Farewell. Okay. So we could do a quest for them. See about clearing out Heritage Hill. I will say, so of the two groups we've seen, the Dozens and the Crucible Knights, I do think Ximena would be more inclined to go with the Crucible Knights, because in her mind, they seem educated. They're not immediately going, oh, animancy, oh, it's all nonsense, they're weirdos, we need to get rid of them, compared to the Dozens, who are out in the streets basically being like, oh, animancy, fuck animancy, it's the reason for all our problems, we don't want to know why it is, we're just scared of it, so therefore we're gonna, rebel against it, rabble. Like, she views the Dozens as being quite uneducated, because they're not learning about animancy, they've just decided it's weird, therefore we don't like it. The Crucible Knights are like, oh no, we use animancy, it's a tool to be used. Like, we don't know why this weird thing in Heritage Hill is happening. That's a question for the Animancers, who are, educated men and women. They will be able to figure this shit out, and we will, let them do this. Like, right now, Ximena's like, okay, the Crucible Knights. These guys are alright. I'm cool with them. We do still have the last group to find. I want to say it was something like Hadrat House, something like that. I can't remember. Off the top of my head, I can't remember, but like I swear down, it was like 2 H's. Do I want to be taking stuff whilst you're in the room? No, I don't. Ah, the Shrine of Abaddon. Okay. This is the symbol of Abaddon, a colossal smithing hammer imposed over a circular gear. It's smooth and bright with buffing oils. Now, don't mind if I do. Yoink. And then what lies up here? I think this was the war room.
We just don't have the manpower.
Oh, Commander Cliver. Okay. You know what? I'll explore all over here first. Come on, Sonny. Come on, Papa. Yeah, we'll look around the keep and then maybe we'll go have a chat with the commander. This painting shows a row of warriors standing atop the walls of Defiance Bay while Ade's ships sail away. Yeah, it's clear they're very proud of their history. Okay, so some kind of mess hall. And then this was the barracks. Well, I mean, there's shit to unlock. There's shit to unlock.
Hey there.
I have to do it.
This
I have
calls
to.
for a subtle touch. There. What did I tell you? This calls for a subtle touch.
Ximena's such a menace. Such a menace. Someone came into the keep and started unlocking everything. Oh no, a spate of thefts. Oh no. Nothing was nicked. Nothing was nicked. They've just come in and just unlocked all of the chests. Thick grime cakes the bottom of the tub. The towel hanging from the side gives off an awful stench. Ew. Okay. Okay, so this is a communal bathroom. Dear God. You just
There.
go.
What did I tell you?
Thank you. Ooh, hello.
Give me a real challenge.
And is this? Okay, no, that's just decorative. Okay. We'll leave the chest be. Dunstan. Tongs, hardies, hammers, fullers, and punch tools hang from the wall. Excuse me. They feel heavy and sturdy, but their flame-darkened surfaces testify to frequent use. Alright. Okay, that's... Oh, I want...
Yeah? Consider it done. There. What
There
did
we
I
go.
tell you?
Yep, and we won't risk stealing it. Tongues of flame lick at the forge, hissing with smoke as hot as a dragon's breath.
If this is about the breastplates, I already told Cleaver they won't be repaired till next week.
Ooh. Well, hello there. Okay, I'll ask about that in a minute. What do you do here?
I'm a forge master. I'm a master smith for the Crucible Knights. But the way I see it, I'm also keeping up with our old traditions. The first members of our order were smiths. Nowadays, most everyone's a professional soldier. I suppose it's to be expected, but I think it's important we keep up with our roots, too.
Okay, that's interesting. That's interesting. This started off as some kind of smith's guild, and then it's become more mercenary. Something else on your mind? Tell me about the knights.
We were all smiths back in Hodwit's day, though I'm about the only one here who still gets his hands dirty. We're a fearsome fighting force, though these days I think Cleaver takes more pride in our parade formations.
He thinks himself a progressive man, but he's obsessed with soul lineages and connections to the Deerwood's heroes of old. He picks up his hammer again. Other than Dunrid Rowe, who really knows about any of that, though? Me. Me, kind of, a little bit. And the things I don't know, I can blag my way through. several fragments of an ancient sword. Do you think you could repair it? Dunstan gives a low whistle. That's a fine blade indeed. He holds one fragment in his rough hands. Looks Adiran, special made. Must have been a commission for a champion of some sort. He hands the shard back to you. A sword of this caliber would have had a specially designed hilt too. It would be a shame to graft anything else onto it, and besides, it'll balance best with all the original pieces. You find the rest of it, and I'll forge it for you. Okay. Good to know. So when we find all of the pieces of the sword, we need to come back here. Got it. Okay. Yeah, just these two rooms, a left. Flipping, I don't know why I'm having such issue speaking. To be fair, I always tend to have issues speaking. My tongue, it doth fumble. The blades are razor sharp. So this is Penhelm. We found his affidavit. So let's... What was he doing an affidavit for? Curran, a cipher duly appointed and employed by Dunred Row, does hereby certify that Novitiate A.M. Penhelm has been found to have a soul free of any subversive influences or tainted essence. The scroll is stamped with the seal of Dunred Row and signed by both Pellan and Curran. I mean, this would leave a bit of a bad taste in Ximena's mouth. So according to Dunstan, Cliver has this obsession with soul lineages. So it's the idea of like, oh, back in the day, you were once this like mighty hero, therefore we're gonna let you in. But just because they were a mighty hero in a past life doesn't mean they're gonna be a mighty hero in this life. In this life, they might like doing heinous things, like interfering with children, just because at one point in their soul's history, when they didn't even exist, they were a mighty warrior. That doesn't mean they're gonna keep being mighty warriors. It's like Meowald. He had horrific past lives, but Meowald had no like that wasn't him. That wasn't him. I was talking about this in the comment section where someone was saying, oh, but it was him. I would liken it to if you had an arm transplant and then the next day the police knock on your door saying, oh, that hand once belonged to a serial killer, so now you're being arrested for those murders because your hand did it. Yes, your hand did do it, but you weren't attached to the hand at the time. Your soul previously did all of this stuff. You weren't attached to it at the time. So why on earth should you be punished for things your soul did previously at the same time? Why should you be rewarded for things your soul have done previously? Just because in a past life you were a mighty hero, that doesn't mean you're going to be a mighty hero in this life. You could be up to some horrific things. It's interesting from a storytelling perspective. It's interesting, but I think Ximena's thinking, this is meaningless. This is meaningless. Who cares what they did in a past life? It's this life that counts. Whether they were a good or bad person in a past life isn't affecting the individual that is stood before me. That would put a sour taste in Ximena's mouth. But like I said, over the two, right now she's like, yo, these guys are better. These guys are better.
Well met, friend.
The young novitiate's armor is recently shined, and his hair is clean and neatly combed. It's hard to believe he's ever seen battle, or that the scarred antique breastplate he wears could possibly be his. Are you looking for something? Tell me about the Knights of the Crucible. We're the primary defenders of Defiance Bay. The Order's founders were first to rally for Deerwooden independence. He waves his hand. Of course, that's ancient history now. Now, we're the most prestigious company of soldiers in the Deerwood. It's a glorious line of work. He scrunches up his nose. If you can forget the barracks, that is. Was there anything else? How does someone become a knight? We don't take just anyone. Our members share soul legacies with the very men and women who defended this land a century and a half ago. He shifts his weight and coughs. Why do I get the feeling? Because we've been able to pick up this guy's affidavit signing that everything's reached. Why do I get the feeling that his soul has done some shady shit in the past? Why do I get the feeling that his soul has done some shady shit in the past and he's covered it up? Because guess what? Just because his soul did something 200 years ago, that doesn't mean he's going to do the exact same thing. Anyhow, Commander Cliver is responsible for initiations, but he rarely accepts foreigners. A farewell. Yeah, it's not that we necessarily want to become a knight, we're just interested. You know, if Ximena has plans to live here, then it would be good to go. Oh, hello, you want to talk to us? 1 second, no one's in here, so, okay. We can't steal that, but I will remember that it is there. Hello, Adia.
Strange place for a shrine to Abaddon, Crucible Keep. Maybe it made more sense at some point before it gathered all that dust. And the only thing the Knights of the Crucible worship these days is the nobility, as far as I understand it.
I knew some soldiers who got recruited by the Knights after the war was over. They told me some about it. They get these young kids in there and they tell them about blacksmithing and about the revolution and about tradition. Talk about the golem like he created the Crucible Knights in his forge to go win Deerwood's independence. Then they join, and it turns out all any of those knights ever talk about is when we're gonna get... Oh, so I was reading that in a really weird way, my apologies. Then they join, and it turns out all any of those knights ever talks about is when are we gonna get recognised as a real knighthood? When are we getting our titles and our land? Their High Justice wants to be an earl, says it's Abaddon's will. He's got a castle and an army. You wonder how long he'll wait before he starts a war over it, saying Abaddon told him to. It seems like some members do still take that ideal seriously. For all we know, maybe Abaddon is telling him to. They don't seem all bad. They're keeping peace in Defiance Bay. And the nobles will respond that their gods told them that they're the only true nobles. I mean, Dunstan, he seems to be taking his ideals seriously. It seems like some members do still take their ideals seriously. You see it with the older knights. Some of them, they were taught differently. I feel for them, seeing all that slowly wearing away around them, with nothing to be done because the wrong people are in charge. Shame they don't have better people leading them. Is that a hint? Is that a hint that we can maybe dethrone Commander Cliver and put someone else in charge? I wonder. Well, I am just about out of time for this episode. In the next one, yeah, we've explored everywhere, so we'll go have a chat with the commander. But until then, please remember to like if you enjoyed, leave a comment below, and if you wanted to subscribe, it would be very much appreciated. A special thanks to my channel members, such as SM2K, Christopher K. Davis, CGG, and Kevin Bicknell. I've been Callista. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next episode.